season 4 of I'm Talking. Got them hoes and them niggas keep watching. They be hating, wanna know what I do in my everyday life. Just sit back, relax the shit tight. I'm on at 8 o'clock every Saturday. I ain't playing, I'm on Saturday on RashadIsTalking.com. Come see my show, this shit bomb.
Welcome to another session of I'm Talking featuring Rashad, who is me and I'm Talking. Today is episode number 55. So today's episode is entitled Crazy Uber Stories. So I would like to share my crazy little Uber encounter that I had. So the other day I got in this Uber. I get off at 2 o'clock in the morning for my concierge job. So I got in this Uber and the Uber driver wanted me to go to the other side of the street to get in the Uber. So I did that, and like the Uber driver was real. He came off as rude because he didn't really speak to nobody, and he kind of drove fast. And then the first customer he dropped off, he heard something in the back seat, and he was like, "You all know there's no eating in the car, right?" And then the boy next to me was like, "We ain't eating, nobody eating in the car, the fuck?" I didn't say nothing. So, and then when the Uber man dropped him off, he was taking his time because he had to put his stuff in his bag. The other passenger had to put stuff in the bag. So the Uber driver was like, "You can go now." And then he was like, "This is the part where you get out the car." And then the passenger was like, "Oh, for real?" He said, like, the passenger was like, "Oh, for real? I'm getting out." And he cussed him out or something. Then he got out the car. So this Uber driver was a little rude. I don't know. And then I guess because he figured he drives a nice, clean BMW and he feels like he's the shit or whatever. But more than likely, he probably got reported by what's his name, the other passenger. So there was another passenger. When I got out. So the Uber took me to my house and let me off down the street from my apartment building. So it was cold outside too, and I had to walk all the way back to the apartment building. So I told the Uber driver, okay, when you turn this development, keep straight. So the Uber driver was like, I'm gonna let you out right here. This is where I let you out at. So it was like, have a nice day. So I didn't say nothing. I just got out the car. I was already tired and like, okay, I just didn't say nothing. So when I got in the house, I waited a while and I thought about it. Should I report this Uber driver? Because all these Uber drivers lately be acting crazy. You've been hearing about them on the news and all that. So I didn't report him. I just thought about, how about I just kill him with kindness? How about I just give him his 1 star and I just don't call and complain. Just leave that money alone, because all Uber's gonna give me is $5 of reimbursement for my trip. But I do that a lot because the Uber drivers are real crazy today. Lyft drivers, whatever. I'm sorry. So that's about that experience. I didn't report that driver. Okay, so another driver. Let's talk about, this was years ago when I was renting a room out in Oxon Hill, Maryland. I was coming from the grocery store. So this person took a long time to pick me up. And I was waiting patiently. It was nice and warm outside, so I didn't mind waiting. So he came to pick me up. And then he was like, 'cause I had bleach and everything. He was like, "Don't put that bleach on my seat." First of all, the bleach was in the bag. So I just put it in the trunk. Got on my nerves. So he took me to my house, dropped me off at the house. He didn't drop me off at the house. He dropped me off like a door down from the house. I told him I live here, and he stopped right here purposely. So he said, I forgot what he said, smart, but he wouldn't let me. He made me, like, he was forcing me to hurry up to get my bags out of his car so I can leave. So I reported him, of course. And then let's try another Uber driver. Southern Avenue Station. You got it's hard. Well, it's not hard, but people who know the area, They should know how to get up there, but people who don't just get on my nerves. So a lot of Uber drivers don't know how to get up there, but you have to let the people let off to get on the kiss and ride upstairs. So a lot of encounters. My last encounter, I was gonna go to the club. I just came from the movies, came off a date, so I was gonna go to the club. I was gonna go home, then I was gonna go to the club. So the Uber driver, she called and she was like, "Where you at?" I was like, "I'm at Southern Avenue Station." She was like, "I'm at Southern Avenue Station too." I was like, "I'm at the top where the cars come, where the buses aren't. The buses are at the bottom, the cars at the top." She was like, "Well, I don't know the area. I'm gonna try to find out how to get up there." So then she canceled my ride. Made me pay a $5 fee for her cancellation, for her cancel my ride. So I reported Uber. I made like a lot of voice. Sent a lot of emails. I called because in order to call Uber, you have to have a significant reason. Like you have to report a driver did something really bad or said something real bad to you, whatever. So every time I report, I always make a call. So I always report. I don't report my ride is something real tragic, but I have to go through that protocol in order to speak to somebody. So I talked to them and they said, okay, so it looks like your ride was just reimbursed because you already requested it. So I was like, okay, so I was already mad because I had to wait because they didn't reimburse it yet, so I had to wait for the money. So I had to call my dad. I called my dad. He picked me up from Southern Avenue Station. He didn't mind. He always helping me out. So he picked me up and took me home. So my friend was like, I thought you was going to the club. I was like, I'm already mad because what happened with the Uber ride. They charged me for my trip. And I still didn't get the money yet, so I'm waiting. So I don't even have money to go to the club. He was like, well, if you want to, I can pick you up. Like, I'm not in the mood right now. I don't feel like it. So that was another crazy Uber ride that I had. Talk about Lyft ride. I'm sorry, because I do Lyft and Uber. Take Lyft and Uber. So let me tell you about another one. This one was really crazy. So I was coming from work. There was an older lady in the car. She was real crazy too. And then there was me, and there was another man in the front, and of course the driver. So this lady, she moved her bags over so I can sit down. So I sat down and she was looking at me all funny. Then she got on the phone with her girlfriend. And then she was like, why did you request me a Uber with all these dudes in the car? So the man in front, they didn't say nothing. They just continued their conversation. The man in the driver in front. So I was in the back beside her. So I was like trying to find out what she was going to do because she was already acting real crazy and weird. So she was talking to her girlfriend on the phone all the time. Then she was like, I got this acid and I'm not afraid to throw it on nobody. She said that out loud. And then she was like, I got a knife too and I'm not afraid to stab nobody because you know how I am with men and all that. So yeah, I was really scared because I didn't have nothing on me. Like I usually carry stuff on me. I had nothing on me. And it was like a 30-minute ride home, so I was just praying the whole way home, make sure I get home safe. This lady don't pull out no acid and pull out on nobody or stab anybody in the car. So that was real crazy. I got home and then nothing happened. It was just a lot. Because I just got off work, I was tired, and I was trying to find out what this lady was gonna do. I was trying to find out, should I get out the Uber? Should I just tell the Uber driver to pull over and let me get out? Or should I just take my Uber ride home? Because I don't have money to be wasted. So I just took the ride home and just prayed the whole way home. So that was that incident. Let's tell me about another incident that I've had with Uber. Lyft. Because I take them both. Lyft. Another experience that I had with Uber. So, I used to stay in Fort Washington with my parents. All the way out in the woods. So every time I took a Lyft home from the club or before the club, the Uber driver would get like a little scared because I'm out in the woods in the middle of nowhere. Uber driver would ask me like, how do I get to your house? I'm like, I don't know. Look at the GPS. I try to find a nice way to say it, but it's hard because like the Uber driver knows where I'm going. It's in their GPS. Put in the GPS and take me to where I gotta go. Common sense. But I don't say that to the driver, but it's hard. Like when they ask me, where are you supposed to go? I just be like, I don't know the way. I don't drive. So they're like, okay. So like, but why do they ask me that question? Like, you have the address, you got where I'm going. So why can't you just take me where I'm going? Why you gotta ask I don't know where I'm going. Some addresses I don't know. And then like when I go to these assignments, these job assignments and all that, the Uber driver and one of my drivers ask me where I'm going. I don't know. I haven't been to the building. Like, why can't people get that through their head? I don't know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. You have the address. Just go to the address. Like, that's just, it's just in my mind. It's common sense. It fucking hurts. Tell you about another Lyft experience that I had that was crazy. Okay, so I'm a concierge. I'm a concierge. I work concierge from 7 to 11, 3 to 11 p.m., 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I've been a concierge from 6 p.m. to 2 p.m. So this particular time, I was a concierge from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. This was a Saturday. I wasn't planning on being a concierge. They just called me in, and I was mad as shit. But I needed the money, so I didn't really say nothing. So I was planning on going to the club that day. I had all my clothes laid out. I lay my clothes out the week before for the club. All my clothes what I'm gonna do every week. I'm really organized. So I had my clothes out for the club. So I was planning on going to the club. So they called me and they was like, this other person didn't show up so he can take their place. So I thought about it. I was like, well, I need the money, but I was mad as shit because I already planned on going to the club. So I was already mad, always pissed. So I got in an Uber all the way to go to work. So the Uber driver had to pick up two other people. So I got in, and the Uber driver was like, we gotta pick up 2 more people. And then the Uber driver was saying talking about DC and all that, and how she likes DC. She doesn't really come up here, but only for Uber because it's a lot of business. And I was already pissed and ready to go to work. I just wanted quiet so I could walk to work. So then she picked up these two light-skinned girls. Young light-skinned girls. So she picked them up, and then they was like, oh, we gonna go party in DC and all that. I was already mad because I like to party, I like the club. I don't like to be a concierge on Saturday nights and stuff. So especially I was a concierge on 14th Street, which is where all the cousin bars at. So they was like, oh, I can't wait to go to party in the clubs. And then the Uber driver was like, where y'all from? We're from, I forgot what country they from. I think they said here from London or something. They're like, we can't wait to go party in DC. And then the Uber driver was all sicing their mind up and was like, oh, well, you need to go here. This is where the party's at. You need to do this and all that. And then everybody was like, oh, I can't wait to party and all that crazy stuff. So I was in my feelings because I really wanted to go to the club. I couldn't go to the club because I had to work. I was mad. I was really upset. But I finally got to work and I don't mind being a concierge, but have me a concierge on the weekends and put me at a place where there's a lot of clubs and bars. It's depressing to me because I like to party. I like the club, but at the same time I gotta make my money. So that's another crazy Uber encounter that I had. Okay, let me tell you about another experience. This one you probably already know kind of half about it. Okay. So in DC, in Maryland actually, there was this lady on the news. There was an Uber driver that was bad-mouthing somebody and all that crazy stuff on the news. I know exactly who she is. I forgot the name, but I know exactly who she was because the car on the news and the lady looked really familiar. I remember that driver. She was really petty and she was all about cleanliness in her car, and she was like a clean freak. I think she had OCD, over partial cleaners, or whatever you fucking call it. So, she was like, she picked somebody up and they was eating food in her car. And after she picked me up. So she was telling, I forgot what she told them, but after the fact, right after she dropped them off, she stopped the car, she got some clean sanitizer, bleach and all that, and bleached the seats and everything in her car. And she was like, it just smelled like, I just don't like when people eat in my car. I don't like people bringing food or anything in my car. Well, she was just overdoing it, bleaching the seats and everything. She was like, I just don't like nobody eating in my car. So, she was already acting ghetto and all that about that. I didn't really say nothing. I was just laughing. But coincidentally, a month later, she was on the news because she went off on this passenger for eating in the car. And I forgot what happened on the news because I've seen a lot of Uber experiences on the news. But this Uber driver, she don't drive for Uber no more. She got suspended off the app and everything, so she don't drive Uber no more, Lyft or Uber, whatever it was. But I remember it's crazy because she was in Maryland and she picked me up, so I remember her. It was crazy, but luckily, because again I'm a concierge on U Street every night, So when I get off at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd be really scared. And I'd be more like, I'd be kind of skeptical about how am I, I don't know, but I gotta take a Lyft home because Metro doesn't run at 2 a.m. So, one time, it was on the news. You probably heard it in DC. This person, it was like a big case, was on the news. So this person got in an Uber ride with had PCP. He was smoking PCP, whatever, and he got in a ride. So he shot the driver and the passenger. That's what I heard on the news, and he left the scene. But I encountered something kind of like that because the Uber driver picked me up, and there was this man with dreads right beside me. He was trying to sell me some pills. He was like, I got perk, and I got Molly's. He was like, you do Molly's? I was like, no. So he said, put your hand out. I'm gonna give you something. I was like, okay. So here, he put a Molly in my hand. He was like, I forgot how much he said it cost. I was like, well, I don't have no money. I'm sorry. So I gave it back to him. But before that, the reason why he did that is because I gave him something for free. I gave him a bag, like a nice expensive bag, whatever. I had more than one. I didn't need it, so I gave it to him. So he was like, "Oh, thank you. I really needed this." So he gave me this Molly. Like, he put a Molly in my hand. I thought he would give it to me for free, but I didn't need it. No, I don't do drugs. So he was like, "It's cost." I forgot how much it cost. But like, I'm sorry, I don't do drugs. So like, then he kept talking to me throughout the whole Uber ride on my way home. So, and then it was like, you need a job, I can hook you up, this, whatever, and I'd be smoking at work and all that, and so I was like, no, thank you, and so that Uber ride was really crazy. Like, I didn't know what the fuck he was gonna do, and then he was like, of course he was, I could tell he was on something, so I was just making sure nothing bad happened, but this happened a few weeks ago before the thing on the news happened with the person in PCP who got in the Uber and shot the driver and the passenger. So this Uber and Lyft got real crazy over the years, and of course so how much time we got? So when you request the Uber or Lyft, you gotta go through the protocol on the app that I'm gonna show you how to do it, but I'm gonna show you coming up next because this video is gonna be over. Thank you everyone for watching this session of I'm Talking featuring Rashad, who is me, and this was episode 55 that you just saw and called Crazy Uber Encounters. So I hope you liked the episode. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down. Remember, subscribe. Please, to my channel, subscribe. Again, add me on Snapchat. I'm Rashad Jenkins. Add me on Twitter. Rashad Jenkins. Add me on Instagram. I'm Rashad Jenkins. Also, you can email me at bigrashad@mail.com. And if you have any crazy Uber ride or Lyft ride experiences or encounters, you can comment on them below. Again, comment on the video. I cannot wait to see you for another session of I'm Talking next week.